This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR. You may also know me from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers postcast as well. But today, man, the Giants, it's the same story, different day. Lost again, this time to the Pirates. Final score 6-5. Carson Whisenhunt made his debut, and it seemed like a desperation move by the Giants to have him start this game. And that's kind of what you got on the field. It was a mixed bag of results. He tossed 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, also struck out 3 and walked 2, but he did settle in as the game went on, gave up all 4 runs in the first 2 innings, and over the final 3, I thought he looked okay, regained his composure, and overall, I think that you can't really glean too much from what this guy's going to be based on one start. And meanwhile, the Giants offense actually did some stuff today at the plate. You had some hits with runners in scoring position, but when it mattered most, in the 9th inning, Giants already had 1 in the middle of a rally, and who comes up to bat? Pat Bailey and Mike Yastrzemski, when they needed it most, fail the Giants at the dish. What else is new? This is the same story we've had all season long. Giants coming up a hit short of securing the win. And with the loss, the Giants are now just 2-10 in their last 12 games. This team better be selling at the trade deadline. We'll break it all down. But first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Caspic, always does a great job. And just a quick note before we go any further on Ben Caspic. If you guys did not see, he announced on his Twitter today, or on his X, I should say, his X profile. It still feels weird saying that. He announced, Ben did, that he is no longer going to be continuing with Locked On, doing the Daily Giants show. We will have another host come in and take over that show. It won't be me. It will be somebody else. That is to be announced at a later date. But just a heads up to you guys, we will still continue doing post-game shows. We will still continue bringing you daily Giant shows as well. It just won't be Ben. I'm going to miss him. I've enjoyed working with Ben here at Locked On, and I thought that we brought a good yin and yang. Ben, more of the math guy. He's way smarter than I am. He's good with numbers. I just tell you what I see, what my eyeballs see, with what my dumb little pea brain thinks of it, and all that. So shout out Ben. He's done a great job, obviously, carrying this channel to where the heights that it's at now. It's been fun pitching in and contributing with him, but just wanted to give Ben a quick shout out before we go any further, because I don't got a lot of good stuff for you guys today. I don't got a lot of good news. The Giants, they suck. I don't know what other insights you guys want. The Giants are just a bad baseball team right now. I mean, if you're losing to the damn Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 45-62 this season, I don't know what to tell you, man. This team is uninspiring. They are awful at the plate right now. I mean, I guess today you did hit the ball 11 times and score 5 runs, but I still was just sitting there wanting more. I mean, 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position isn't the worst, runners in scoring position batting average I've ever seen. But 12 runners left on base, man. You've got to be better than that. This team, whatever the opposite of clutch is, that is what they have. You talk about teams that have that clutch gene, and it seemed like the Giants were going to be one of those teams early on in the year. All that's gone. All that is evaporated, just completely eviscerated, gone with the wind. This team is as uninspiring in these clutch moments as uninspiring gets. I mean, I don't know that I would bet on this team ever to make a comeback. We talk a lot about like live betting lines, especially with our FanDuel reads. I'm not taking the Giants on a live bet to come back ever. I'm not taking the 2025 Giants at all in these situations to come up with clutch moments, because they just don't. Time and time again, you see this team fail when it matters most. And right now, I mean, everybody in this clubhouse knows that if you do not start winning some games, some guys are probably going to get traded at the deadline. You don't think that Robbie Ray knows he's going to be dangled out there? You don't think Camilo Doval knows he's going to be dangled out there? You don't think that probably Wilmer Flores knows that he's going to be dangled out there as well? I mean, I don't think that there's a single guy on this team who feels super comfortable right now knowing where the Giants are at. I mean, even if you're a Matt Chapman or a Willy Adames and you know you're probably not going anywhere at the trade deadline, you still are probably very concerned with what this team is doing right now in the direction of the franchise. I mean, there was so much hope with this team early on in the Buster regime, and I'm not going to crush Buster for not delivering a winning team. Or, I mean, I guess they're still technically a winning team right now. They're 54-53 on the season, so one win above 500 now. Wow, how far have they fallen? But this isn't Buster Posey's fault. Look at this lineup. Elliot Ramos, Rafael Devers, Willy Adames, Matt Chapman, Jung-Hoo Lee. Why is this lineup not producing? It is like Buster, short of going down and grabbing a bat and batting himself, is sixth in this order. I don't know what else he can do. But Buster has gone out and got every available guy that he can go get for this team. I mean, you can't hate the Rafael Devers move. You can't hate him signing Willy Adames. It took a while for Willy to start clicking. But even again tonight, Willy Adames was by far the best hitter on the Giants. And it's been this way for a couple months at this point now. Willy Adames has put together a really nice 2-month stretch here for the Giants, and it's gotten them absolutely nowhere because he's the only guy on this team doing anything. Everybody else on this team dramatically underperforming. I mean, we didn't talk about it. I don't know why we didn't on yesterday's show when Elliot Ramos just running into outs. I mean, the ground balls in front of him and you running on the I can't even understand what the train of thought is behind some of these decisions that the Giants are making. Why on God's green earth would you run if you're at second base and you don't have a force? Why are you running on a ground ball in front of you to third base? That is just the most asinine thing that I have seen in a baseball game, in an MLB game in a while. I expect that stuff when I go out and play slow pitch softball. I do not expect that stuff from Elliot Ramos. It's just beyond me why the Giants have just seemingly forgotten how to play baseball. This whole experiment is just not working. It's falling apart at the seams. I see in the comments, Liam, my guy Liam Davis, saying that he's questioning Pat Burrell. I mean, and I see our guy C. Davis saying he should be on the hot seat. Everybody that is involved in a coaching role with the Giants should be on the hot seat right now. Bob Melvin, starting with him. I mean, he seems to have completely lost this locker room. I do not know how a guy can be so uninspiring. And I have sat here and defended Bob Melvin time and time again. He was from the Hum Baby era. He's a former Giant. He's a long tenured manager, former manager of the year. He knows how to win games, how to overachieve with a team specifically here in the Bay Area. I have said all of these things. And I'm having to eat my words, man, because Bob Melvin is doing absolutely nothing to get this team inspired to go win some games. Absolutely nothing. Pulling the Carson Whisenhunt lever at this point in time in the season just feels desperate. And I know Whisenhunt didn't really do a whole lot to bang down the door and make his presence felt in AAA to get that to earn that debut in Major League Baseball with the San Francisco Giants. I mean, his stats across the board in AAA this year were, pretty average, and I think that's kind of being nice. I mean, he had a 4.42 ERA. It is the PCL, which is by far the toughest league to pitch in all of the minor leagues, and they play in some pretty small ballparks in their division. So you're going to see some inflated home run numbers. You're going to see some inflated ERAs, and that's fine. But you want to see a guy in that position bang down the door and earn his MLB debut. This did not feel like him earning his MLB debut. This felt like the Giants had no other place to turn. And he pitched like it. I mean, I'm not going to, as I said to start the show, you can't glean too much about what this guy's going to do for his whole career based on exactly one start. I mean, this guy, he's still so young. He's 24 years old. And it's nice that you got another lefty that you can throw out there in a starting role other than Robbie Ray. But for the Giants, you need more than just one guy to work. You need more than just Carson Whisenhunt to work out. You need more than just Willy Adames to hit. You got to play as a team. You got to win as a team. And this Giants team right now is absolutely losing as a team. They are just dog water right now. Everything they're doing, just nothing's working. The pitching looks The offense looks And if I'm the Giants, if I'm in charge of the Giants, if I'm Buster Posey, I am absolutely dangling some guys out at the trade deadline. This game against the Pirates feels like the tipping point for me. Previous to this, like maybe yesterday's game against the Mets was also kind of like pushing towards that direction. If you win your final game against the Mets and you come out and you handle business against the Pirates, maybe you can sit there and talk yourself into not selling. But there's no way that you can convince me that this team should be buying at the trade deadline at this point. Go trade Robbie Ray. His value will never be higher. Go trade Camilo Doval. He's finally got some of that value built back up. You absolutely can weather the storm of losing Camilo Doval with all the other leverage arms that you have in this bullpen. Specifically, Randy Rodriguez can just slide on into that closer role with virtually no questions asked. Go get something back for these guys while you still can. Do not redo what we did last season and just let some of these guys walk at the end of the season or at the end of their contracts without getting anything back from them and not making the postseason. We do not want Blake Snell 2.0 to happen. Go make some moves at the deadline. Get ready for next year, and let's just finish limping on through this season because, man, this has just been a massive disappointment. And the Giants just look, as I said, just uninspiring. Absolutely uninspiring. We got to take a quick break here. On the other side, we got to actually talk about some things that happened in today's game. We'll get into today's turning point, what you'll be talking about, and also get you a player of the game. That's what's coming up next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in just one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. I tell you guys all the time, I spend way too much money out. I love me a nice meal. You don't get this pristine physique that you're seeing on the YouTube channel without indulging in a nice meal or two every now and again. And the bad part about that is those meals going out to eat all the time, they add up a lot. And Monarch helps me see all of this. It puts it right in front of my face, so it's impossible for me to ignore, and I have to make some lifestyle changes. So now I budget smarter, cook more at home, save a few extra bucks, and it's all thanks to Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And today's show is also sponsored by Gameday Hue. I wish that I had some of their gear so I could show you guys just how cool this is, but trust me, go check their stuff out at GamedayHue.com. And man, for Giants fans like me, it absolutely hits the mark. Gameday Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. Shout out Cal Poly Mustangs. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the golf course, or anywhere in between. And it goes with everything. I mean, with the simple colorways, without the big, like flashy logo, you can really pair this with almost any fit that you got in the closet, in your repertoire. Bust out these hats, and you will always be looking tip-top shape. Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's Gameday, HUE.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today, man, the Giants just proved to you once again why this team is not going to be in the postseason at the end of this one. And they gave us hope for, the vast majority of the first half of the season. I was sitting here thinking that the Giants are, almost a lock for the wild card. And if there's anything that I've been reminded of in the month of July, it is that the MLB season is a very, very, very long season. And the Giants have ample time to make up ground and I guess pull themselves out of this hole that they've dug themselves in this month in this last month of baseball that they've played. But I really don't foresee that happening at all. The Giants have given me no reason to believe that they can come out of this, that the pitching is going to somehow just magically get better, that you have essentially three starting pitchers right now with Landon Roop on the IL and Carson Whisenhunt, Hayden Birdsong down at AAA again, and Carson Whisenhunt just making his MLB debut. I'm not willing to use a pen when I'm writing him in as a Giant starter for the rest of the season. Maybe a pencil, and we can go get some pen as Sharpie later on. But that's all still to be seen. The Giants, they have 3 starting pitchers, and one of them is 40-plus years old and has 1 win this whole season. What about this team makes you think that they can make the postseason? Robbie Ray has never thrown a full season post Tommy John. He's already at like the 5th most innings that he's thrown in his entire career. What makes you think he's going to be able to continue what he did in the first half in the second half, especially with this surgically repaired elbow tendon? There's nothing that this team is doing that makes me think that they are going to break through and go on a hot streak, which is why they should absolutely sell. And that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And I wish that what you're going to be talking about after this one was that Carson Whisenhunt had a stellar debut and all that. And maybe you will talk about the Carson Whisenhunt debut because he did settle in over those final 3 innings. That second inning was a little wonky. The first inning gave up a home run. And in that second inning, he walked some guys, got himself into some trouble, gave up a couple base hits. And before you know it, he had 3 runs in the inning. But after that, you got to give him some credit. He did bounce back, and his last 3 innings didn't allow more than 1 base runner in each of those innings. So, and in the 4th inning, he had a nice clean 1-2-3. So it's a mixed bag, like I said, but I do like that he kept his composure and was able to bounce back and ultimately have a serviceable outing. He pitched 5 innings in his MLB debut. There's another guy who we all know and love, Tim Lincecum, gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings pitched in his MLB debut. So you're not going to glean anything about this guy's career from his one MLB start. But that's not really what you're going to be focused on after this. What you're going to be focused on is that the Giants lost again. They're 2-10 in their last 12, and you're losing games to the Pittsburgh Pirates with the trade deadline looming. And you know that if there's a moment of like, push the red OS button, like time to go balls to the wall, it is right now. And the Giants are absolutely falling flat on their face while they're trying to prove to themselves and to Buster and this front office that, hey, don't trade me. We can make the playoffs. The Giants are nowhere near to proving that to anybody, and I don't even think that they themselves believe it at this point. I think Bob Melvin's completely lost this clubhouse, and I think it's evident by what's going on out on the field. Like, these guys just look uninspired. They look like they're pressing. And so with that, let's take you to today's turning point where the Giants were absolutely pressing.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And I mean, there's a lot of points that you could point to. Maybe the Andrew McCutchen 2-run bomb. But for me, it was the 9th inning where the Giants, you already got a little bit of a rally going. Willie Adames, a leadoff double. You get Jung-Hoo Lee to single and score Adames. And then Wilmer Flores comes up and singles as well. There was a Matt Chapman line out mixed in there. So you got 2 on with 1 out. You got the tying run in scoring position. But who comes up? Mike Yastrzemski. And this guy has just been so unbelievably bad in these clutch moments this year. I mean, there's been like maybe 2 times this whole season where I can like pull a Mike Yastrzemski clutch hit out of my brain late in the game. I mean, it just does not happen for him right now. And you look at his at bat. I mean, he swung it how many pitches out of the strike zone? 1, 2, 3, 3 of them completely out of the strike zone. One of them bounced in the dirt, and he still managed to somehow foul that off, or it would have bounced in the dirt if he didn't foul it off. I cannot understand for the life of me why the Mike Yastrzemski experiment is still going. And lo and behold, he ends this at bat with a 196-foot pop out to shallow left field. I mean, barely gets it off of the infield dirt. You cannot be doing this in that moment. I mean, you need any kind of productive out. I'm so unbelievably tired of seeing strikeouts and pop-ups to the infield with less than 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Like, just please, for the love of God, get the ball on the ground to the right side of the infield. That should not be as hard as it is for a guy like Mike Yastrzemski, but it seems to be the most difficult thing in the world for him. Then Pat Bailey comes up, grounds out to second base. And I mean, it's just awful, just absolutely putrid, nasty stuff to watch from the San Francisco Giants. I mean, in these clutch moments, you almost always think that, like, I was actually surprised when Jung-Hoo Lee came up with that base hit. I was pretty surprised. I was getting ready to just start the show right then when Jung-Hoo Lee came up in the box because he has not been playing very well either. I mean, I guess as of late, last half week, he's been doing okay. But I mean, for a large part of this season, Jung-Hoo Lee has been on a milk carton. He's been missing from this Giants order, and so has almost everybody else on this team. Rafi Devers, another 0 for 3 night. He did draw 2 walks, but that batting average slowly just falling down. He's now below 260. He's at 259. This guy was batting damn near 280 when the Giants went out and traded for him. It's just the Giants, man. When hitting is contagious, right? If everybody in the lineup's hitting, you're probably going to have a better chance at coming up with a hit yourself. Everybody else in the lineup is not getting hits. Well, guess what? It's more likely for you to do. It's to probably record another out. And the Giants right now, it just looks like a bunch of outs in this lineup. The pitching, lackluster. I mean, everything about this team is uninspiring. And that's the word I'm leaving you guys with today. Uninspiring. Your San Francisco Giants. That's the best word I can come up with to sum up what's been going on this season so far. And I don't expect it to get any better. So if you're the Giants, you absolutely trade Robbie Ray. If you're the Giants, you will listen to offers for Camilo Doval. I wouldn't hate if the Giants held on to him, but I will be probably pretty upset if the Giants decide to not pick a lane. I said this in the last show. Pick a lane. Sell or buy. Don't straddle the middle. And right now, based on what we're seeing, there's no reason to buy. So the lane the Giants should pick is selling. Go sell Robbie Ray. Go get something back to replenish this farm. I bet that teams that are actually going to make the playoffs will pay a haul for a lefty starting pitcher that just made the All-Star team that's got an ERA that looks like Robbie Ray's does. Absolutely pull the trigger on that because you're not going to be able to use them in the postseason. That's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Actually, really quick, one more thing I almost forgot. Before we get on out here, I got to give you a player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And the only guy that's deserving of the player of the game is Willy Adames. 3 for 5 tonight. He had 2 RBIs. He scored a run. Like, Willy Adames has been just playing out of his mind through the last month, maybe 2 months of Giants games. I just wish one other person on this offense would play with a shred of consistency like Adames has been doing. And wow, how immensely has this Giants season changed, where earlier in the year it was Adames is basically the only guy who wasn't hitting on this team. Now he's the only guy who can actually come up with a base hit when guys are on base. So Willy Adames gets today's player of the game. He played great. Everybody else sucked. That's about it. We could have just ended the show right there, done that right off the rip, and just done the show in 4 seconds. Giants, sell Robbie Ray, sell Camilo Doval. Go get something back for these guys before you just let them walk away in free agency for nothing. Thanks so much for tuning in. That's all the time we got for you guys today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll be coming to you live tomorrow as the Giants probably lose another game. Hopefully not, but they'll be taking on the Pirates in game 2 of this 3-game series. Are they really going to lose a series to the Pirates? We will find out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.